Learn English through stories. Elara dreamt of speaking English fluently, a vivid, compelling dream that often felt just beyond her grasp. She imagined connecting with people worldwide, sharing ideas, and exploring new cultures effortlessly. Yet, a persistent whisper of doubt frequently echoed in her mind. This constant apprehension became her most significant, challenging obstacle. Her biggest fear revolved around making mistakes, a common yet paralyzing hindrance. Every time she considered speaking, the potential for error loomed large. She worried intensely about mispronouncing words or constructing awkward sentences, leading to profound embarrassment. "I don't want to make a mistake, but I always do." Why? She often wondered. One quiet evening, browsing online, Elara stumbled upon an intriguing article, "Learn English Through Stories." The concept immediately captivated her imagination. Could narrative truly be the secret weapon she desperately needed? She felt a spark of hope ignite within her. Perhaps this different approach held the key. The article suggested starting with simple tales, children's books, and short fables. It emphasized that stories provided natural context for new vocabulary. Instead of isolated words, phrases became meaningful. This gentle method felt less daunting than traditional grammar drills, promising a more organic learning experience for her. Elara decided to embark on this new path, choosing a classic fairy tale. As she read, the characters and plot drew her in. She wasn't just learning English, she was experiencing a new world. The words seemed to stick better when embedded within an exciting adventure, making retention much easier. She soon realized why reading is so important. It wasn't merely about word recognition, it was about understanding sentence structure, natural phrasing, and idiomatic expressions. Reading allowed her to absorb the language passively yet effectively. Each page turned was a small victory, building her confidence steadily. Beyond written stories, Elara explored listening. She began tuning into podcasts and watching English shows with subtitles. This exposed her to how other people talk in English in real-life situations. The nuances of intonation and rhythm became clearer, enhancing her auditory comprehension significantly. She meticulously observed accents, speeds, and common expressions used by various speakers. This immersive listening practice was crucial. It wasn't just about understanding words, it was about grasping the flow and natural cadences of conversations. Her ears slowly attuned themselves to the language's authentic melody. Listening naturally led to the desire for speaking. Elara knew listen and practice were two sides of the same coin. She started repeating phrases she heard, mimicking the speaker's pronunciation. At first, it felt awkward and unnatural, but she persevered, driven by her growing enthusiasm. Her initial attempts at speaking were faltering, fraught with hesitation. The old fear of mistakes tried to creep back in. However, Elara remembered the story's lesson: every character faces challenges. She decided her learning journey was a story too, full of ups and downs. She found online language exchange partners, a pivotal step. Engaging in real conversations, even short ones, proved immensely beneficial. She noticed how other people talk in English up close, receiving immediate, constructive feedback. These interactions boosted her practical conversational skills profoundly. One partner, an experienced English tutor, shared insights on how to learn words more effectively. He suggested not just memorizing lists but learning words in common collocations and phrases. This contextual approach made new vocabulary more usable and memorable in everyday speech. He advised using flashcards for active recall but emphasized creating sentences with new words. This active engagement solidified her understanding. Regularly reviewing these personalized flashcards prevented her from forgetting recently acquired vocabulary, making her learning process highly efficient. The tutor also stressed why reading is so important for vocabulary expansion. Reading exposes learners to a wide range of words in diverse contexts, reinforcing their meaning naturally. Elara doubled down on her reading habit, feeling its direct impact on her word bank. She diversified her reading material, moving from simple stories to blog posts, news articles, and eventually, novels. Each new genre presented different vocabulary and sentence structures. This broadened exposure significantly accelerated her grasp of the language's complexities and nuances. Elara realized that the best way to learn English was not a single method but a harmonious blend of several. It combined immersive listening, extensive reading, active speaking practice, and strategic vocabulary acquisition. This holistic approach provided consistent, tangible progress. Her English study plan for talking was no longer an abstract concept but a concrete, personalized strategy. It involved daily reading, an hour of listening to podcasts, 30 minutes of speaking practice, and dedicated vocabulary review. This structured plan became her guiding blueprint. She learned to embrace her errors, viewing them as valuable learning opportunities. Each mistake was a sign that she was trying, pushing her boundaries. "I don't want to make a mistake, but I always do," transformed into, "I make mistakes, and that's okay, I learn." This shift in mindset was revolutionary. The pressure to be perfect dissipated, replaced by a genuine curiosity and a desire for improvement. She understood that fluency wasn't about flawless execution but about effective communication. Her confidence soared with every successful interaction. Her conversations became smoother, her vocabulary richer, and her comprehension sharper. People noticed her improvement, offering encouraging words that fueled her motivation even further. Elara felt herself transforming, stepping closer to the fluent speaker she always envisioned becoming. She continued to learn English through stories, exploring different genres and authors. Science fiction, historical fiction, and even poetry expanded her understanding of cultural references and idiomatic expressions. Stories remained a foundational pillar of her consistent learning. The more she read, the more she understood how other people talk in English, not just in formal settings but in casual conversations. Stories provided insights into character dialogues, emotional expressions, and natural conversational rhythms, enriching her understanding of human interaction. Her journey solidified her belief that how to learn words effectively meant seeing them in action. Isolated lists faded in comparison to words encountered within compelling narratives. Context was king, providing immediate meaning and lasting recall for challenging vocabulary. She also diversified her listening, actively seeking out different accents and dialects. From British to Australian, Irish to American, she trained her ear to understand the vast spectrum of spoken English. This broad exposure significantly enhanced her listening comprehension skills. The simple act of listen and practice became second nature. She would listen to a news report, then summarize it aloud. She'd hear a phrase and try to incorporate it into her next conversation. This active engagement accelerated her progress remarkably. Elara began volunteering for international student programs, creating more opportunities for how other people talk in English exposure. She actively engaged in discussions, leading small groups, and even giving short presentations. These experiences were invaluable for practical application. She realized that consistent exposure to authentic language was the best way to learn English. It wasn't about cramming, it was about consistent immersion and active participation. Every day offered a new chance to learn and grow, reinforcing her commitment. The English study plane for talking had indeed taken her to new heights. She was no longer afraid of expressing herself. Instead, she eagerly sought opportunities to communicate, sharing her thoughts and opinions freely and confidently with others. Her once paralyzing fear, "I don't want to make a mistake, but I always do," had vanished. She understood that fluency was a journey, not a destination, and mistakes were merely stepping stones along the way. Imperfection became a sign of progress. Elara even started writing her own short stories in English, a testament to her progress and creativity. This pushed her to actively recall vocabulary and structure complex sentences, reinforcing her grammar and expanding her expressive capabilities even further. She found immense joy in articulating her thoughts and feelings in English. The world felt bigger, more accessible. Her dream of global connection was no longer a distant vision, it was her everyday reality, thanks to her dedication and smart strategies. Her initial struggles and frustrations now seemed distant memories. The path from novice to confident speaker had been arduous but incredibly rewarding. She often reflected on how much she had grown, both as a learner and as an individual. Elara shared her learning strategies with friends, inspiring them to learn English through stories as well. She emphasized that engagement and genuine interest made the learning process enjoyable and highly effective, fostering true dedication to language acquisition. She taught them to pay close attention to how other people talk in English, advising active observation and imitation. Mimicking natural intonation and rhythm was crucial for developing an authentic-sounding accent and improving their overall pronunciation significantly. For how to learn words, she advocated for context over rote memorization. She showed them how to use new words in their own sentences and situations, making the vocabulary stick. Practical application was the key to long-term retention of new terms. Elara passionately explained why reading is so important, highlighting its role in expanding vocabulary, understanding grammar in context, and absorbing natural phrasing. She encouraged them to read whatever genuinely interested them, making the process enjoyable and sustainable. She stressed that the best way to learn English was personalized and multifaceted, combining various inputs and outputs. There was no single magic bullet, but rather a consistent, balanced approach that catered to individual learning styles and preferences. Her friends were amazed by her transformation and eagerly adopted her English study plan for talking. They saw her as living proof that dedication combined with smart methods truly worked, leading to tangible progress and boosted confidence for everyone involved. Elara reassured them about mistakes. "I don't want to make a mistake, but I always do," she'd say, smiling. "That's exactly how you learn. Each error is a lesson, a stepping stone. Don't let perfection be the enemy of progress, just keep talking." She guided them on listen and practice, suggesting specific podcasts, YouTube channels, and conversation topics. She stressed the importance of active listening and then immediately trying to use what they had heard in their own speaking attempts, reinforcing understanding. The community of English learners around Elara grew. They supported each other, sharing resources and celebrating small victories. This collaborative environment made the journey less daunting and more enjoyable for everyone involved, fostering a positive learning atmosphere. Elara herself continued to refine her skills. She started watching English movies without subtitles, challenging herself to grasp every nuance. This advanced listening practice deepened her comprehension and allowed her to appreciate the subtleties of native speech. She also joined a book club, reading more complex literary works. This further expanded her vocabulary and challenged her understanding of intricate sentence structures. Why reading is so important became even clearer with these advanced materials, pushing her further. Her ability to understand how other people talk in English in various social contexts improved dramatically. She could now follow fast-paced group discussions, understand jokes, and participate in debates, feeling completely at ease in diverse conversations. She realized that how to learn words was an ongoing process, a continuous expansion of her linguistic toolkit. New words constantly appeared in her reading and listening, each one an opportunity for growth and enhanced expression in her daily conversations. The concept of the best way to learn English had evolved for her. It wasn't a static formula but a dynamic, adaptable process of continuous engagement and genuine curiosity. Learning became a lifelong adventure, full of endless possibilities. Her English study plane for talking had truly delivered her to a new realm of communication. She could confidently travel, work, and connect with people from all corners of the globe, her English skills opening doors she never imagined possible before. She reflected on her initial fears. "I don't want to make a mistake, but I always do," was a whisper from a past self. Now, she spoke freely, embracing the occasional slip-up as a natural part of vibrant, authentic communication with others. Her story became an inspiration, a living testament to the power of perseverance and intelligent strategies. Many learners approached her for advice, eager to emulate her success and overcome their own language learning hurdles and persistent frustrations. Elara always shared the core principles: find joy in, learn English through stories, actively observe how other people talk in English, understand how to learn words in context, embrace why reading is so important, and simply listen and practice. She emphasized that the best way to learn English was through consistent immersion and a positive attitude. Fear of mistakes was the biggest barrier. Overcoming it through consistent practice and embracing imperfect communication was truly liberating. Her journey proved that an effective English study plane for talking was about consistency, not intensity. Short, regular bursts of practice were far more effective than infrequent, long study sessions, ensuring steady, continuous progress every single day. Elara became a champion for the idea that, "I don't want to make a mistake, but I always do," is a natural part of growth. She showed that making errors indicates engagement and willingness to learn, not a lack of ability or inherent skill. Her personal transformation underscored the profound impact language learning can have on one's life. It wasn't just about speaking a new tongue, it was about expanding horizons, building confidence, and connecting with the vast tapestry of human experience. And so, Elara's story continued, a vibrant narrative of ongoing learning and shared wisdom. Her journey became a beacon, illuminating the path for countless others striving to master English, proving that with the right approach, fluency is truly within reach for all.